kind of quote Jerry again, back in the early 90s, someone had asked him that question, why is this such a phenomenon? Why are people still out there and, traveling and making the effort to travel 300, 400, 500 miles to see you guys? And part of that was, this is a road trip. This is a chance to get together with your buddies. And, we don't have that great sense of innocence or, adventure in America. You used to be able to hop the freight trains and, ride into a city. You used to be able to stick your thumb out on the highway and go cross country in a couple days. And, there's so much sprawl and suburbia that it takes you miles to get to downtown of a city now. And there's a lot of dangerous people out there. Not that there wasn't back then, but it was a little more innocent. There was a little more sense of adventure. It was a little more easily accomplished. And, so I think for kids like myself who were 16 years old in 1990, and, I grew up with pretty cool parents. My dad used to spin records and Motown and, classic British rock. And so I had a good exposure at a young age to really good music. But, once I hit the dead and you combine that in with some psychedelic influences and then actually going to a show and actually visualizing and seeing what I had been hearing about for a couple of years, it just changed everything for me. I mean, the one thing about that first show was there was so many vehicles with out-of-state license plates. And I was like, okay, this is not, the Rolling Stones in Syracuse where it's just a local crowd. This is... there is a traveling element to this, and maybe a lot of these folks didn't go for the whole tour, but a lot of them would go for a week and come from Ohio and the Carolinas. And I think I remember seeing Oregon plates, and that was the first time I'd ever seen an Oregon license plate in upstate New York, and I was like, wow. And then the whole bazaar, it was a day. You would get to the Shakedown Street, and the food would be being cooked, and there would be the smell of food in the air, and people would be selling beer, and then there was just the anticipation that this, at this particular day, was the best party in America.